I've got my A5 Domino Filofax here, and I'm going to give you a walkthrough of how I set it up. This is going to be my 5th year using this planner. I can't remember exactly what I paid for it, but I've looked it up now, and at the moment it's £39. So when you think about how long that's lasted for, and it's probably got many more years to go, it was a really good investment. I use it mostly in the house. I don't take it out very often, but the stitching and the corners are still in perfect condition. So it doesn't get a lot of wear and tear going in and out of bags, but it is a really big, robust binder. Inside it's got the 6-ring binder, which is really good. I did originally get the Filofax hole punch, the plastic one that goes with it. It's really not very good. So I still use that as a template when I'm making my pages, but I actually use a regular hole punch and just punch each hole individually because I can do bigger stacks of paper then. And I'll show you the pockets on the inside as well. So it's got 4 little pockets down here. I've got one of my favourite quotes in the top window, which is a Roald Dahl quote. And you can just see the detailed stitching inside really clearly. And it's just gorgeous. And it's got this soft, like, suede effect liner inside. There's only one thing I dislike about this binder, and that is these tags on the edge here. There's one of these on each side of the binder, and they are stitched in, so I can't remove them. And it's to put your pen in. It is handy to keep a pen with the binder, but I just don't like that they stick out at the edge. I think it kind of spoils the finished look of it. Okay, so let's take a look inside. In this front pocket I've got a couple of vouchers that I'm planning to use. I don't usually take the whole planner out with me, so I'll just pull those out of there when I'm ready to go out. And then the very first page is this Perspex sheet. This actually came with the planner, it just keeps everything nice there. I'll pull that open because you're getting a bit of a glare. The first page is one that I made myself. It's got a nice quote on it. I'm quite big into my quotes. And I made this using, this is a decal off a wallpaper, and it actually matches the dividers that I've got down here, and then it's got a little washi tape on it. I thought it was good to share this at the start of the year before I put all of my appointments and things into it. So the first page is my year at a glance calendar. It's just a simple plain calendar. I don't like the ones that have got any like fuss and detail on them. I just need it all to be simple so I can see it clearly. So this is one that I did myself. And then on the next page I've got the 2016 calendar. That's just for forward planning. These monthly dividers that I've got in it are the ones that came with the Filofax. So if we just flick into January, so this is my month at a glance planner. That's really all I need. I don't need it as detailed as day by day. So the first year I used the Filofax inserts, and it was a week on 2 pages. So the second year I kind of replicated my own without all the extra writing and things on it, but I didn't need that much space, so it's become condensed down. Towards the end of last year, I was really interested in the Erin Condren planners. I thought they just looked so beautiful with all the tape and stickers, and I know a lot of people trick out their Filofaxes to look like that as well, and I gave it a go. It didn't work for me, but one thing that I really did like was having somewhere where I could tick off my daily tasks, but not a sticker or any bits of paper that were cluttering the place up. So I put these bits in at the bottom of my day, just small and simple, but then I can tick them off as I do them. So on a Tuesday and a Thursday I like to go swimming, so when I've been swimming I've got my tick there to check that I've done it. And these water drops were also inspired by a sticker. So I don't drink enough water at all, and I try and colour off these every day when I've had the glass of water. So if I get them all coloured in, then I've had enough. I've also got a household cleaning section, so this last one, I just cross that off when I've done all my daily chores for the day in the house. At the weekend I don't have any of the other chores to do, so these columns are narrower and they've just got the water intake in them. On a Wednesday I also go to the allotment, so the allotment's got a little box as well. So moving on from my monthly plan, this is a new one that I've just put in this January actually. So my New Year's resolution has been to have breakfast every day. So I always do a meal plan for our main meal of the day, but I don't do one for breakfasts and lunches, and often I find they're the meals that I skip. So I thought I'm going to get into a routine of making sure I have breakfast and lunches. So for this month I've written out what I'll be having for breakfast and lunch. It probably isn't something that I'll continue throughout the year, but maybe just for the next couple of months until I get into some good habits. It is set up in a routine to try and create those habits. So on a Monday I'll always have porridge, on a Tuesday I'll have the chia donuts. So I know that I've got 4 Tuesdays this month, so I need to make sure I've got 4 chia donuts in the freezer to be able to have my breakfast every day, and that helps keep me on track, I find. With lunches as well, I know on a Monday I'll make enough pasta salad for 2 days, and then I'll have that for the 2 days, and then on a Wednesday I'll have soup, and I can just make sure at the start of the week that I'm prepped to have all of this stuff, and that's going to help me get on track. The next page in the January section is my January vlog schedule. Down the side there is the days of the week and the date, and then there's a space to put the video or the blog post title and name. And then across on the right side I've got the stages of the video before it gets up onto the internet. So once I filmed it, I take it off and then I edit it, I render it. Usually I upload overnight, so that's why I've got a separate column for uploading, and I schedule my videos and then put the info and everything into it the next day. Quite often I do subtitles on my videos. I know a couple of the recent ones haven't had them, but I like to go back and put the subtitles on it. Videos especially have a coordinated blog post, so they're linked back to foodielaura.com, and then I share them on various social media, so they get a big tick once they've been shared everywhere as well. And that's all that's in my January section. I'll just show you my page divider that I've got at the top here. So this small bit at the top that says today on it is the only paper that's inside this big clear laminated strip. I wanted it to be clear, so then when I've got it down on the page I can see what's going on underneath it. These are the other tabs that I've got down the side of the Filofax. They are a little bit hidden behind the monthly tabs, but you can still see them. So the first one is cleaning, let's jump to that. These tabs are actually made from some wallpaper that I got from Wilkinson's. It was just a sample that I picked up there. That was all I needed to make the 3 tabs, and it's the same flower that I've got on the front page. So the reason that my cleaning rota is a part of this tab is because it's laminated, and I wanted to be able to reuse this. So every day when I've completed my tasks, I tick them off, and then at the end of the week with an alcohol wipe I can wipe off everything that I've done and start afresh, which saves me printing one of these out every week. And I've got another quote at the bottom there because I really like the quotes. And the next divider is actually all my favourite quotes. So this is the divider for it again, this nice flower pattern. And I've printed them out. So over the year I collect lots of quotes, and I've left some plain paper at the back where I can write some down. But these are the ones I've collected over the last couple of years, and I've typed them all in, and I put a little bit of washi down there. That was just enough for me, you know, a simple border. That was keeping it, looks pretty, but still keeping it simple. So I've got a couple of pages of quotes that I like, and on the back page there's some space to write any more that I collect this year. This last divider is all stuff blog related. So in here I've got my Vlogmas schedule. So in December I did a video every day from the 1st of December up until Christmas Eve. Every second day was a vlog, but some of the other videos I'd filmed in advance. And so normally I would keep my monthly schedule in the month, but because I was planning these quite a way in advance, I had a separate sheet for them. The next page is my monthly stats, and this is a page that I actually got from the Etsy shop, which is Mama Miss Designs. I will leave the link below because they are really pretty, but it just didn't work exactly as I wanted to. There was other things that I wanted to track. So this year I've done my own sheet. So this is my own version of that, and it's got then exactly what I want to track at the top. It's not so colourful, but it is quite simple, which is something that I look for in a nice design. I wouldn't be surprised if this made its way onto the computer this year. I do find numbers probably are best tracked in a spreadsheet, but it's interesting to see it month by month to see how the blog has grown. So I've got it in there for now, but I'll see if I continue to keep it here. Maybe 2016 it'll be somewhere else. I've kept this sheet in here just so I could actually show you the design from the Mama Miss Designs. This is how her sheets are laid out, and on the sharing portion, she actually has the icon for all the places where she wants to share it. I quite liked that, but it just wasn't something I could fit onto my sheet, and I wanted a little bit more space for other things over here. Again, it's a little bit more colourful than my sheets, but it's still easy to work with. I used these for, I think I printed these out in May and used them for the rest of the year. They were good ones. It just doesn't quite do everything, and I think that's the thing with designing your own. You can make sure it does exactly what you want, but for things like off the peg, the Mama Miss design ones came closest. This is another page from the Mama Miss Designs, which is the daily blog maintenance. I kept a hold of this because I want to create something similar myself, but I want to focus it, because it doesn't have a YouTube section, you see. So you've got things you should do every day for your blog, Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, Google+, your email and Instagram. But YouTube's really my main focus at the moment. So I want to take these ideas, but just switch it around a bit. I probably should use Pinterest more, but I don't use it very much at all. And it's got things on here like for the blog, you can, for your daily maintenance, have you linked up your post to a linky party? If you replied to your post comments, have you visited 3 other blogs and comments? And have you updated any plugins? I really like the things that she's got written down there. It's a nice sheet. Similarly, this is a blog ideas page. I printed these out because the Mama Miss Designs, it came as like a set of pages that are good for bloggers to have. And I like the idea of having an idea page, but I just didn't really use it. So at the top you put your post idea and then any supplies that you need to purchase down here. And I guess I just list things differently. I've got other to-do lists that I use, so I wasn't coming back and actually using them, but because I printed them out, I've left them in here. I might use them later in the year. The other thing with this is it's got a quote on it, and you can see everything's got quotes on it in my Filofax, but I like to choose the quote that was going to be on it. So that was another reason that I wanted to totally make my own pages. So there's quite a few of these ideas pages here. And then there's a couple of other bits from the Mama Miss Designs. I've kept them because it might be something I want to develop, but for the moment I'm happy with the blog stuff I've got in here, but I want to keep them as a reminder. So the first one is monthly income. Probably wouldn't be something that I would write down in my Filofax. Again, I feel numbers work best on a computer. These are update my archives, so check all my photos are watermarked, like from old posts. And I quite like this. I think I probably will use this page this year. Again, it's colourful and it has got the flowers and things at the top, but the layout is quite simple. It's not too crowded. Pinterest board tracking. I really want to get into Pinterest. I just don't use it. So I kept this sheet because maybe 2015 will be my Pinterest year, who knows. And then there's a way to track your linky parties as well. It wasn't something that I used last year, but I think I will use it this year, so I kept it in. And then after the blog pages, there isn't a divider here, but we go into other stuff. So I've got my Christmas shopping list. Let's just skip past that. I can probably take that out now. And then I've got these plastic dividers. These are from Filofax, and there's 4 sections to it. And in here I've got some vouchers. When I know that I'm going to go to Boots and use this voucher, I'll pop it into the front of my Filofax and take it out with me before I go. Then I kept this tab at the back. This one at the back is a plastic wallet with an open top, and I've got a couple of thank you cards in there. I've never used them yet, but I watched a video where a lady kept thank you cards in the Filofax and I really liked that idea. But I think I don't take my Filofax out and about with me enough to really need a thank you card straight away, but they're there just in case. And in the back of that folder there's also a tube map. So if I go down to London, I do usually take this with me, and it's come in useful loads of times. I think it's quite an old one, it's like 2012, but I've used it several times. And the very back page is my dashboard. This is really inspired from when I just went through this stage of like binge watching Erin Condren planner videos, and I just loved all of the stickers and things, but I'll show you actually. I think I've got a month where I tried stickering it up a bit more and like decorating my Filofax. Let's see. So this was as much as I managed. I put the washi down the sides. When I had days off or special events, I put a big washi. I used these big stickers pointed to things, and that was really as far as I got with it. Already this was like too much clutter for me. It just didn't work out for me. I haven't used these stickers that much, but I think they're so cute. I would like to, if I could find a less like cluttered way of going for it. And then I've got some plain post-it notes which I write my to-do list each day on it, and then my food shopping. And I do use these ones a lot. I stick them on the bottom of my meal planner, which is stuck to the side of the fridge, and if we run out of anything grocery wise, I write it onto here, and then when I go grocery shopping, I just have to take the post-it note with me. This dashboard is actually stuck onto, again, one of these wallets that open at the top. So in the back there, I've got these little circular stickers, and for me that's as much as I could manage with stickers, the coloured stickers. And when I've done, I'm wearing a Fitbit at the moment, so when I've completed my Fitbit daily targets, I get a sticker for that day of the month on my calendar because I've completed my Fitbit challenges as well, and I find that works nicely. It doesn't clutter everything up. And the back cover has actually got room for a notebook to slide into here, but I found it made the Filofax a bit too bulky. Not greatly bulky. I mean, I haven't got all of my months printed out for later into the year, just because I'm probably likely to decide there's something else I want to add to the design or change it, so I didn't want to waste the paper by printing out loads. I'll leave the link below to the paper that I use. So I really liked this creamy coloured paper more than white, because the white was just a little bit stark, and this matched a little bit more the like creamy colour of the Filofax inserts that I already had. But I didn't want it to be just black and white. I wanted a little bit of colour in there, so I went for the red on this wallpaper design that kind of matches the red front of the domino, and the creaminess just to give it a little bit of warmth. I think I'm probably approaching planner perfection. I really love how I've got my planner set up at the moment. I know it'll change again because as my life circumstances change, I will change what I want inside my planner, I guess. And I love that I could just get the Filofax shell and change the inserts every year. Probably I would like a leather one eventually, but this one is really good at the moment. See you later in the week, guys. Bye. For me, it's just organisation really, to make sure that I've got the food in for something to cook.